What's going on, guys? Nick with Magoy Suspension. We're here at the facility. We're shooting another really great looking truck. We've got Brad here. Brad, where did you come from to get here?
I came all the way down from McGaughys this morning.
Nice little drive. What time did you leave?
4:45.
Trooper, I appreciate it.
Yep.
I appreciate it. So tell me, what year is this truck and how did you come about picking this truck and our lift kit?
So this is a 2024 GMC Sierra AT4 with the 3.0 diesel motor. Previously to this, I had the 2023 Tundra, and the mileage just wasn't there because I drive a lot. And then I was doing research, and this 3.0 motor was supposed to have great gas mileage. And so I took it on test drive and traded that puppy in.
So let's talk about gas mileage,
Fuel
mileage, because we don't want to talk about gas. It's diesel. What kind of mileage are you getting with these 35s underneath it?
So on my way here today, I was averaging about 21, 22 miles to the gallon.
Not bad. That's pretty good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you got plenty of torque to tow and all that good stuff. Yeah, I've heard so much about these 3.0s. They're a great engine and definitely great on the fuel economy.
Yeah.
So talk to me. Our 7-inch kit, Magoy's, like, how'd that all come? I mean, like, where did it come from?
I wanted to lift this thing, and I was watching all kinds of YouTube videos, researching lifts, this and that. And then I reached out to the McGaughys Instagram page, and I got an actual response from them, and their customer service kind of sold me on it. It's like I had questions, they were there to answer, and then all the videos I saw, the lift looks great, the ride was, rides like stock. So I pulled the trigger, and here we are today.
Common thing that we've been hearing is I DM their social media and they got back to me. Obviously now I'm the guy that's behind. We're a family-owned business. We like to treat it as non-corporate as possible, and not, have an automated response like you get from a lot of other companies.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but we try to do our best, and I'm thankful that you reached out to us. I'm always willing to help someone with their questions and try to get into the kit. So I don't remember that first initial, conversation, but then I saw the truck lift it, and you started posting it and tagging us, and I was like, dude, this truck looks good. I like it. And it's not the same that we typically see being tagged in it. And I kind of like me as the guy that controls the social media, I appreciate a lot of these trucks that are getting posted and tagged, but the diversity has kind of died off. So a lot of them are like all the same and whatnot. And we do have a lot of people reach out and like, hey, do you have pictures of this combination? And I'm like, I wish I did, but no one's tagged us in it. And I know they're out there. It's just, sometimes people aren't so compelled to show off the truck and whatnot, right? There's multiple issues, but I appreciate that. And I've been able to show other people what your truck looks like and try to, help them see the vision and everything. So what was your vision on you personally selecting this lift size and these wheels and tires and everything where we seen the truck now? What was like?
So, the kit comes adjustable 7 to 9. So I set it at 7 because it's my daily truck, and 37s weren't going to be, I guess the motor couldn't really turn to 37s with ease without re-gearing. So if I went 9 inches on 35s, it would kind of look like I skipped leg day.
Yeah.
So I just stuck with the 35s and set it at 7.
And so, to let the viewers know that are watching this video, if you're trying to emulate something like this is 7 inches, and our struts are adjustable. They have C-clamp, they're little clips that go in place on the strut, and in instructions it explains to you to set it up at 7, where you need to put that clip at 8 or 9 inches of ride height, and that kind of dictates how tall the front's going to be. And if you are going to take it up to, from this 7, that's what comes out of the box, to a 9 inches, then what you do is you add on a couple upgrades to the rear. You do a taller rear block kit in the rear, and then we have a driveline spacer and a couple other little things, but you can go check you can check out our website and see what all those are. And if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to us, and we're more than happy to help you. But this one's sitting at 7 inches, and these Arena wheels look really good. They're 17 by 9s, and we were talking off camera. We found out that they are a -12, 4.5 backspace wheel. So they're not really super wide, but 9 is a really nice width to match up to a 1250, and this is a 35 1250 tire. And Brad did tell me that the shop that installed these did use a what size spacer? Half-inch wheel spacer that's behind this wheel to push it out, like pull it outbound a little bit. And the reason being is it's kind of hard to see, but if this didn't have that half-inch extra space pushing out, then this wheel tire combination would be too close to the spindle where the tie rod is. So that was the reason why they used a little bit wider. Depending on your wheel selection, you can avoid using the wheel spacer and get the correct, wheel that would help you. And again, this isn't the wrong wheel or setup. This is just what he picked to go with, which looks really good against this white. And he is running our upper control arms with some billet ball joint caps, as you can see here. And this is our SS kit. And one thing to note about this kit, because a lot of people ask, traditionally in some of the older trucks, you had a front track width gain on each side, but our 7-inch kit for these 19 and newer Chevy half tons, they do not add any track width. So when I mean track width, if we can maybe go down over here underneath, it's real low, so it might be, but let me show you right here. This is what our SS kit looks like, right? But if you notice that this bolt hole down to here, now those have eccentric cams on it, so they're just, they're offset a little bit, but essentially we are dropping this down dead nuts straight down and not pushing the lower control arm and suspension outwards, and there's no track width gain. So that is something to just know about our kit, because sometimes when you're trying to put together a well-rounded package, one of the things that comes up on a lot of truck owners' concerns is the front track width getting widened, which the concern comes down to is that if you widen the track width in the front and then your wheel and tire package comes out, well, now it looks funny because now the front is pushed out and the rear isn't. So that's where a lot of people have the question of like, does my kit widen the track width, and how do I accomplish fixing that, which then you have to use spacers in the rear. And I'm guessing you're using 1/2-inch spacers in the rear too as well?
Correct.
Yeah, so everything's equal front and back. Again, that's because of the actual wheel and tire that Brad has selected for this truck. And so the rear is just a simple block kit, and then it comes with our shocks in the back as well. So a pretty straightforward setup in the rear. As you can see there, a nice Magoy shock. But yeah, this wheel is a pretty cool design. And again, this is where I come talking about diversity. A lot of times we're seeing trucks with really wide wheels, which again, no harm, no shame on that end. But again, people want a little bit sometimes of a different look. And these are 17x9s with a nice simulated beadlock. So it's just a really nice combination, and it's got some sidewall. So the gain on sidewall is obviously a cool look if that's the direction you're looking to go for more of the off-road or just typical truck guy look. But the ride quality is better too.
Definitely. Yeah, where I'm at, it's pretty rough roads and dirt roads. So, a big wheel and some rubber band of a tire wasn't really going to cut it for me. So
yeah. Have you ever had anything like that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I've rode in trucks though like that, and you feel everything on the road.
Yeah, it's every little crevice and crack. It's like you just feel it.
Yeah, your teeth are just chattering the whole time.
And so it's definitely something to where, if you really desire that look. I have people that DM us, and obviously a lot of people, when they have an expensive truck like this, the first concern is like, I don't want to ruin my ride quality. And I want to say is like what Brad has gone with here is definitely not going to diminish the ride quality. If anything, it's going to enhance the ride quality over factory, just because of his wheel and tire selection alone that has helped out. But it also, if you're a person that's worried about ride quality, but then yet at the same time wants to run a 24 or a 26-inch wheel, you're kind of throwing that equation out the door, because it's really hard to achieve a good ride quality because of the wheel and tire. So just keep that in mind. If your concern is ride quality, you definitely, and you don't have to go 17s. Like, did you consider doing 18s?
I did at first, yeah.
And what was just...
Well, stock was 18, and I thought the look of the 17 was just more sidewall, just looked a little better.
Yeah. And you're probably seen a lot more trucks like this up
Definitely.
in your area too, right?
Yeah. So I follow No Damn Cap, or TJ.
Yeah.
And he was kind of the inspiration for this build.
So real quick,
yeah.
I'm going to say, TJ, if you're watching this, you missed out today. Sorry you couldn't make it. We're going to catch up with you on another episode and do a truck walk around with your truck. But TJ's a good dude because he's had a couple different combinations.
Definitely.
And he also at the same time is very helpful. And he's been, posting his truck and stuff. So you kind of like, you see his truck and you're like inspired to do something.
Yeah, I was like,
too.
damn, that looks good. What can I do to kind of get the same idea of, the look and
So
build?
did you see his truck before you built yours?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So when mine was stock, I'd see his every day on Instagram. I'm like, damn, that looks good. And I'd reach out to him and ask him this or that. You know, how's the ride quality? Did you have to do any cutting or you know, trimming to the bumper or anything? He's like, you know, I just fit the tire in there. And
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
yeah.
Yeah. And did you ever see his older truck?
I hadn't seen it before I got this set up, and then once I scrolled back, I saw, you know, he was on the big wheels.
Yeah.
On the older,
Did you ask him why he
Silverado.
didn't go with big wheels?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I want to get him on camera. I want to see what he talks and says about the whole big wheel versus the smaller wheel. But just to trimming wise, very slight amount of trimming right here on this lower valance. That is pretty typical on these newer trucks just because the valance underneath the bumper sticks down so low. So right there, that's only trimming that they had to do on this truck. So if you're a truck owner and concerned about also you don't want to chop up your truck, that's what you have to do. Now, mind you, if this was a wider wheel combination, like a 10, a 12, why you see a lot of trucks with the big wide wheels with small tires, and people are like, why are you on rubber bands? Well, the thing is that the wide wheel sticking out dictates that it has to be a smaller tire, because as it turns, then you have more that you have to clearance. So that's why you see a lot of the big wheels on a smaller tire circumference. So with this wheel combination being a 17x9 and not sticking out so far, very slight amount of trimming. That's a good question, you know, also to ask you, like, what was your concern about trimming?
Yeah, so I didn't want to cut into the metal. So, you know, if we had to cut some plastic or the felt liner, I was totally okay with that.
Yeah, but you didn't want to get into the bumper.
Yeah.
And even on that side too as well.
Yeah, we didn't have to do any trimming back here, just minor trimming of plastic in the front. And
yeah.
We're clearing.
And it's crazy because there's a lot of guys, you'll ask them, like, you'll see a tire wheel combo, you're like, oh man, that looks really good. And then you ask them for like detailed pictures, how much and everything.
Yeah.
And then they
and then you totally see the metal just hacked off right here.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a good combo. It's not super aggressive, but it definitely as super aggressive as it's sticking out or big wheel or whatnot. But I mean, it fits the bill. It sounds like that's exactly what you were after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a great looking setup. Any other direction that you might add on to the truck or do to the truck?
So after I got, you know, I set the kit at 7 and did 35s, and then, you know, 3-4 weeks later, I was like, dang, I should have went to 9 inches and bigger wheels. So that might be down the road, but for now I'm content.
Going up to a 37?
Yeah.
Really? So what are they saying for the 3.0s, the diesels? You were talking about earlier about the
gearing and maybe stressing on the tranny, trying to, you know, turn that big wheel. So maybe down the road, if there's, because I don't think there is gears yet for this truck, it being so new. But if, you know, maybe down the road that becomes a thing, then
yeah. Anything else done to the truck?
No, other than that, it's pretty much stock.
How many miles you got on now?
11,000.
How many miles did it have when you did the lift?
About 7.
Okay, so you got about 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 or so thousand miles. That's good. Yeah, I mean, it's super clean. I mean, these GMCs, even the Chevys, are just a really nice truck all around. They're comfortable. So what you've done to it, like I said, it hasn't diminished any of that stuff. What did you feel from stock to lift it?
Initially, my drive out of the parking lot, I just felt taller off the ground, and, you know, it drove just like stock. I was pretty blown away at the fact that the drive quality or ride quality didn't change at all.
Yeah, and 7 inches, when we were showing you the details of the suspension underneath, you can see the CV angles, the tie rod angles, everything is really nice and level like a factory truck would be. Again, that 7 inches lifts everything up exactly 7 inches to equalize everything completely to what it was stock. And then when you go up to 9 inches, it's like leveling your truck out another 2 inches. So a little bit more angles, but still within the safe zone. So when you're ready to go to the 9 inches, just let me know and then I'll help you figure out what parts you need and everything. Any other notables that you could help another person that's maybe trying to do something like this, of your experience working with a shop or selection of tires or anything like that?
Yeah, basically, you know, my tire shop kind of gave me the specs on wheels, the wheel size, what would fit and what wouldn't. So I just kind of left it up to them as far as the size of my wheel went and spacing. But other than that, you know, the customer service is what sold me on the lift. So definitely.
And let's let everyone know if they want to follow you on Instagram, because I know you're being really good about showing off your truck, which again is just very helpful for people that are trying to, you know, inspiring them to build a truck. Because there's a lot of people that buy these trucks, whether it's this or another brand or anything like that truck, and then they want to be inspired to do something or look for ideas. You know, even though it might be a black truck, they like the wheels, so they want to put it on their truck or whatever the case is. Tell everyone what your Instagram is.
Check me out at 2024 AT4.
That's Brad. If you have any questions, he's a good dude. You can ask them questions and figure out
Yeah,
if,
let me know.
anything that you need. Well, I appreciate your time coming out, showing us the truck.
Yep.
We're going to do a little shop walk around of the facility so we can show you what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming
Yeah,
out. I
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Brad.